Hello everybody, this is Tyler here once again from the Other Games channel, and yes, this is the first video on this channel where you get to see what I look like, and yes, this is what I look like in case any of you who have never seen me before on YouTube, yeah, this is what I look like. So, in this video, since my previous 6 videos, I reviewed all the Doctor Who collection Blu-rays that have been released so far. I feel like at this point it would be, a good time for me to pretty much do a video talking about, some of the predictions that a lot of people have for the next upcoming releases in the Doctor Who Blu-ray collection line. So, as we all know, Season 14 is coming out very soon. In the UK, it's coming out May 4th. Funny enough, it was supposed to come out April 20th, but it got delayed by 2 weeks, so May 4th it is. And here in the US, we had a very similar situation. It was supposed to come out July 21st here in the US, but they changed it to August 4th. So that's when we're going to be getting the Season 14 release here in the US, and then, of course, Canada and Mexico and all those places. Now, a lot of people are speculating about, what the next season will be after 14. So, at this point, we have had 3 Tom Baker seasons. We have had 1 season from pretty much every single Doctor that's appeared in the color era of Doctor Who. We had 1 from Pertwee, 1 from Davison, we had 1 from Colin Baker, and we had 1 from Sylvester McCoy. So, seeing that we had, 1 season from each of those 4 Doctors, it would make sense to do another season release of one of these Doctors. So, a big rumor suggests that next season we'll be getting is Season 20, which is Peter Davison's second season as the Doctor, and it would make sense if it's another Peter Davison, because, his first season, Season 19, came out December 2018, so it's been over a year since we had a Davison season come out, so yeah, Davison will make a lot of sense for, to be released next in the range. And interestingly enough, this rumor is sort of, speculated even further, because one of the actresses who played his companions, I think it was either Jeanette Fielding or Sarah Sutton, I forgot which one it was. They posted, I think, a picture on Twitter of, basically, it was Jeanette Fielding, Sarah Sutton, and Peter Davison on a boat together. And this actress, Jeanette or Sarah, whoever it is, they replied to a comment, asking, oh, what is this for? And they replied saying, it's for a bonus feature for a Blu-ray. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say, we might be getting Season 20 next. And I know it's not going to be Season 21 because Sarah Sutton, who played the companion Nyssa, Nyssa wasn't in Season 21, so it's probably going to be Season 20 for sure, because that was, Nyssa was in that season, and she departed during that season, so yeah, season 20 seems to be the most likely, I would say. And since, Season 14 is coming out May 4th, I think it would make a little bit of sense for them to announce this next season, 2 weeks beforehand, because I know they did this with, the Season 14 announcement, which was 2 weeks before the release of Season 26, so yeah, I could be wrong though, so hopefully next week we'll get some sort of announcement by the BBC about which next season of Classic Who will get released on Blu-ray, but who knows for sure. And then after Season 20, there are 2 other rumored seasons that might be coming out on Blu-ray for Doctor Who. Now, the first one is going to be another Pertwee season, which would also make sense because, besides Tom Baker, he's the Doctor that's had, the most amount of seasons in the classic series. Tom Baker had 7, while Pertwee had 5, so... And we already got season 10, so we got like 4 more of his seasons left to go. And strong rumors suggest that it'll be season 11, which will be an interesting season, I would say. I personally would have preferred season 7, because that has Spearhead from Space and Inferno, and I do really love those stories. But I wouldn't mind season 11. That had the Time Warrior, which was pretty good. It introduced Sarah Jane Smith and the Satarans. Invasion of the Dinosaurs, I know a lot of people, complained about it for the design, not the designs, the effects, the effects of the dinosaurs themselves. Yeah, I agree, they do look very cheap, and seeing that some of the stories that have been released so far on Blu-ray that have had, like, special effect changes, or updated special effects, I'm kind of wondering if Invasion of the Dinosaurs will get one of those. I think it's the one story that I think probably needs it the most. But only problem with Invasion of the Dinosaurs is that Part 1 only exists in black and white when it comes to, its original PAL release. The original color formats for Invasion of the Dinosaurs is lost, so they did try to, colorize it when they released it on DVD, and the only color that was missing was the blue chromio dot, so... Chromodot, I don't know how it's pronounced, I'm so sorry. But, yeah, it ended up making the whole entire Part 1 of Invasion of the Dinosaurs look a little bit awkward without the blue color in it, so... Yeah, kind of curious how they're going to, handle Invasion of the Dinosaurs Part 1. Chances are, they might release the color attempt version of Part 1 on Blu-ray, probably. I don't know. Maybe they've now got technology to actually, get Part 1 to look, pretty good in color. I have no idea. Who knows? And then Death of the Daleks, I found that to be pretty boring, but, yeah, interesting to see that on Blu-ray. Monster of Peladon, which, I know people have complained that, the plot of it is way too similar to The Curse of Peladon, which, yes, I agree, but I don't think it's that bad, really. And Planet of the Spiders, I think, is pretty decent. That was Pertwee's final story as the Doctor. So, yeah, Season 11 would be a pretty interesting season for Blu-ray release. So, we'll see if that'll happen. And now, this next one is the most interesting, I would say. People think we'll be getting Season 2 on Blu-ray. Now, if Season 2 does come out on Blu-ray, that will be the first black and white season of Doctor Who to be released on Blu-ray. That was William Hartnell's second season as the Doctor. And season 2 would make the most sense because out of all the black and white seasons, it has the least amount of missing episodes. It only's got like 2 missing episodes from the Crusades, so they could just, reconstruct those, and every other story from that season exists in its entirety. But yeah, Season 2 would make the most sense to be released on Blu-ray, and honestly, a pretty good choice in my opinion, because it does have my favorite, Hartnell story on there, The Dalek Invasion of Earth. I honestly really love that story. Also, one of my favorite companion departure stories on the show, besides The Green Death. So, yeah, definitely hope for Season 2. And I'm wondering, because, a lot of the releases we've had so far have had, like, the Behind the Sofa feature. I'm very curious if we'll get, like, a Behind the Sofa feature for any of these surviving First Doctor companion actors and actresses. Like, I'm pretty sure William Russell's still alive, so hopefully we'll get him on board. Carol Ann Ford's still alive. I'm pretty sure Peter Purvis is still alive, because I know he's going to be in the Behind the Sofa feature for season 14, so yeah. I'm not too sure about Maureen O'Brien. I'm not sure if she's still alive, and Jacqueline Hill unfortunately passed away, so unfortunately we won't have her. So yeah, very very curious how they're gonna do the whole Behind the Sofa feature. But who knows? And then after season 2, nobody really knows what's coming next for Doctor Who when it comes to the collection range. Now, On average, they've been releasing, like, about 3 or 4 seasons a year, so chances are we may start once again in 2021 with another Tom Baker season. And a lot of people want to see season 13, but another YouTuber by the name of his channel's named Another Sci-Fi Guy. He said that he doesn't think we'll get season 13 anytime soon because he doesn't think they'll release all 3 of the Hinchcliffe seasons so early in the line. And yeah, so season 13 might hold off, which is really unfortunate for me because I've only seen like 2 stories from that season, The Brain of Morbius and The Seeds of Doom, and both of them are pretty good. But I do really want to see the other 4 stories, especially Terror of the Zygons, which was the final story for a little while to have the Brigadier before season 20. And that had Pyramids of Mars, which was like a huge fan favorite, so I'm very curious to see what that's like. And The Android Invasion, which was written by Terry Nation, the guy who was responsible for making the Daleks, so I'm very interested in that. And of course, it's the last regular appearance of Sergeant Benton and Harry Sullivan, so really interested to see those stories. Unfortunately, we probably won't get season 13 anytime soon for Blu-ray, so I unfortunately won't have to see those stories anytime soon. And in terms of like other Tom Baker seasons, season 15, 16, or 17, either one of them will be fine. Since Graham Williams, who was the producer during that time on Doctor Who, ran for 3 seasons just like Philip Hinchcliffe, I think before we get season 13, they might... I don't know if they're going to do this. The BBC could do whatever they want, but I have a feeling we might get like 2 of the Graham Williams seasons before we get season 13. So, yeah, who knows? That's my prediction, but I could be wrong. And then, as for the rest of 2021, I have no idea. A lot of people think it would make a lot of sense, after Season 2, the next black and white season will be Season 6, which also doesn't have a lot of missing episodes. The Invasion, the 2 missing episodes from that story have been reconstructed, so no problem with that. The only problem with that season, Space Pirates, hasn't been reconstructed yet, so very curious how they're going to handle that, but yeah. And then there's been rumors of like, other seasons, like I'm going to quote, Another Sci-Fi Guy once again, but he thinks we'll probably get another McCoy season, and he hopes we'll get season 25. We'll see about that. And then, in terms of John Pertwee, he thinks we might get another Pertwee in 2021, but he says it might be season 9 because, it's sort of half and half when it comes to, the original PAL Masters, and yeah. And as for what I think should be coming out in the range, I honestly wouldn't mind anything, really. But I think that's all I gotta say about these predictions. Unfortunately, I didn't really make any of my own predictions. So for those of you who watched this video thinking I was gonna make predictions, I'm very sorry, but this is just me explaining some speculations about like what we'll be getting next in the range. So that's really all I gotta say. Like I said before, hopefully next week we'll get some sort of announcement as to the next season that'll come out on Blu-ray. But who knows? And yeah, stay tuned for other stuff to come on the Other Games channel. And if the next season does get announced, I will definitely be doing a video discussing about it. So look forward to that at some point. And yeah, this is Tyler from the Other Games channel signing out.